Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the jury again. I feel compelled to come back up here and just to clarify a couple points that the defense made in their case. Now, let's think about this for a minute, shall we? The defense would like you to believe that Mr. Ramirez was lying on the ground with an open knife, with his fingerprints all over it, with blood on it. And that somehow, with a collapsed lung, a bullet that just ripped through his right shoulder, and blood seeping to his chest cavity, that he had the thought in the mind and the wherewithal to think, my goodness, I need to wipe this knife down, close it up, so it looks like it's not mine. I don't know about you, but of course that would be the first thought that would come through my mind. Forget medical attention, treatment, and I'm in a world of pain. No, I need to dispose of my evidence so I don't get prosecuted 3 years from now. To suggest that is to ask you to believe the borderline absurd. And to insult your kind ladies and gentlemen of the jury, men and women of the jury, your judgment and rationale. What happened then? I'll tell you what happened then. It's what we've been saying all along. Mr. Ramirez was driving that night. He got out of his car to share a few words. Mr. Levy acted beneath his dignity in his office, beat up, basically, Mr. Ramirez, shoved him up against the car, punched him in the stomach, jumped on his back, kneed him, and then Mr. Wallman, not to be outdone, pulls out his .38 revolver from 30 feet away, shoots my client in the back. And then they stand there and suddenly realize, uh-oh, this doesn't look so good. 2 police officers with weapons beating up on an unarmed citizen. So they concoct this nice little story. They had been at a burglary that night. They had a knife happening in the evidence bag. They decided, oh my goodness. So they have Mr. Waldman stab Mr. Levy in the shoulder, dispose of his clothes, because his clothes were never found afterwards. They say that my client wildly stabbed Mr. Ramirez with Mr. Levy with a knife. Unfortunately, they weren't so bright. They forgot to put a little blood on it to leave it open. But that's what happened. That's where the knife came from. It's planned evidence to pass off their bad acts onto my client, Mr.